Coglianese, hosts Afternoon Drive on WMAL Radio in Washington and the editorial director of the Daily Caller. Boy, all the hand-wringing, Vince, about President Trump getting his Twitter account back. I think if given true serum, there's not a single member of the media who would not desperately want him to have his Twitter account back.
Yeah, there were entire cable networks that seem entirely dependent on his existence. So yes, they would love to have him back while pretending like they were tut-tutting and angry about it in the first place.
Just how terrible it would be, but really it'd be really good for ratings. Elon Musk, it's a double-edged sword, right? Bacha, our guest earlier, Elon Musk is not your savior. Even setting aside his cowardice in China, the whole point of free expression is you're not supposed to need a billionaire patron to protect it. It's still a cage if it's built by someone you think is cool or has your values. That's how we got here. Elon Musk is more of a wild card than a conservative savior, isn't he?
He seems to be as a free speech absolutist. That's how he's described himself. That's a position that the American Civil Liberties Union once occupied, for instance. And it's the kind of thing that we need more of in the country, regardless of whether or not you're a billionaire or just an average guy who doesn't have anywhere near access to the money required to purchase a Tesla. We need people who want to defend free speech. So I think the reason you see some conservatives reacting positively to this is we'll take it where we can get it, literally anything. Because Twitter, here's what needs to be understood about Twitter. I think a lot of people can view it from the perspective of a consumer. You say, well, if you don't like using it, use a different social media platform, create something new. Yeah, that's all well and good. But understand that Twitter as a service has immense influence whether you want it to or not. That is where the predominant conversation among the nation's leaders, or at least the people who advise the nation's leaders, is happening. And if it's a distorted conversation, one that lacks information, that is how you mess up a democracy. So as a result, it is very important that this be a platform where speech is actually embraced.
I hadn't heard it quite described that way. Eloquently and nicely done. Washington Post, never underestimate the sanctimony of the Washington Post. Elon Musk's Twitter investment could be bad news for free speech, they wrote, which I love the fact that is the Washington Post masthead under which says democracy dies in darkness. This was actually written by a Bloomberg reporter. Both of these properties are solely owned by billionaires and controlled by billionaires. The irony there is rich. Are we at a point, though, where there's too few very rich voices controlling the media space, as you said, the conversation in America?
That's an entirely reasonable concern, entirely reasonable. And this is why when we look at monopolies, we have to open up the lens from our kind of our traditional understanding of antitrust to, you know, what does it mean if you have a monopoly on all conversation? What if you have a monopoly on the information economy? Google controls 90% of all search. That means you control human knowledge itself. That has a distorting effect. And if you preclude people from having access to information, then that's going to be a big deal. It's going to mess up us as a society. So again, this is something that we're all interested in and we should be interested in. I think it's rich that the Washington Post would run a column that Elon Musk is threatening free speech. That's just gaslighting, because Elon Musk is arguing that it's too much censorship right now, and that censorship needs to back away for the betterment of society. They're arguing.
I'm thinking about this purely from a political lens going forward, 2022, 2024. There is a big group of senators who want to be president who think that big tech is the new boogeyman that they can argue against.
Yeah.
If all of a sudden the left and even traditional Republicans can come back and say, wait a second, the market worked. The richest man in the world sees an opportunity. He buys into Twitter. He goes on the board. He is going to change Twitter. You don't need government regulation. Doesn't that take away a huge talking point for them?
I don't know. I don't think so, because, I mean, again, with Google controlling 90% of search, I mean, Elon Musk has not made a move to do that. And any, I think, honest person who's assessing this is saying this can't be the best solution. This cannot be the best solution. But again, it's a middle ground. So in the sense that any company respects free speech rights, especially one that wields so much influence like Twitter. Now, this hasn't actually happened yet. This is just wishful thinking on my part, for sure. But hopefully, that's clearly what Elon Musk wants to do. And it's Twitter is definitely a bit rattled that he just bought up nearly 10% of all of their passive stock. Something very interesting is going on. And all I'm praying for, and then unfortunately that's all I can do, is pray on this, is that this is a win for civil liberties and free speech, and it improves the conversation. But again, You've used Twitter before. Very few good conversations happening there, no matter how much censorship's involved.
Yeah, although it'd be hard for Twitter to get any worse. So there goes our hope. Vince, it was good to see you.
Thanks, sir. Good to see you.
All right, yeah, you too. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.